Hey everyone, this is my next video. Now as you're going to notice, I put out 3 videos this Friday. I'm going to kind of put them all together in the response section down below, so be sure to check that out. Now on to my topic today. I read a report off of MSNBC, this was brought to me by my boy Phoenix, about some 3rd graders plotting to shoot up a school, cause harm to the teacher, whatever, okay? This isn't going to be mine talking about that in particular story or going into detail, how I thought it was right or wrong, how it was handled. Not this time. This isn't my little bit on him. This is going to be how you avoid something like that. This is going to be parenting tips from NewRevan. And it's simple. It's very simple. It's called a belt. Okay? When I was young, I got my ass kicked constantly, okay? The leather belt I used to wear to work is actually the same belt my dad used to beat me with, okay? These things have saved lives, okay? Trust me on that, alright? Now, the reason I'm going to say that beating your kids is good, and I'm going to work through the math on every direction, okay? So let's start. First off, the Columbine incident. Now, a lot of people believe that these kids reacted because of violent video games and they were mentally unstable. What many people forget is that these kids were bullied, beat on, made fun of, and no one helped them. No one came to these kids' aid. So, since no one went to their aid, they went in within themselves for a release. They started playing violent video games. They started, obviously getting into daddy's gun cabinet. Or I believe it was their grandfathers or their uncles. And one day they snapped and they went nuts. Now, 3rd graders might be a completely different story. Now, those kids from Columbine, I believe that they are a tragic example of what happens when schools and the parents don't get involved with their kids. Because, these jocks bullied these kids and picked on them. Parents, this is what I've seen of jock parents, they will endorse this. They will say, hey, they're the weak ones. You have the right to pick on them. Okay? Parents, here's what you do. If you get a call from a teacher or principal saying that your son was beating up another one, you show up with this, and you start beating the hell out of them with it, okay? Now onto the 3rd graders. Now kids like this, they're very young, alright? And so you have to kind of consider what's really going on. Now if a 3rd grader is saying that he's going to shoot up his school, I think first off, you pull out the leather belt. Then, once you've beaten the answers out of them, you understand what's going on, okay? Now, if a teacher is constantly humiliating a student or solely picking the student out and making fun of him, then I think that there is something severely wrong here. Maybe the teacher should be analyzed, maybe because it's the teacher's fault. Oh my God, you mean a teacher could be wrong? I understand. I have a lot of respect for a lot of the teachers I had in high school. In fact, a lot of my teachers were very, very good people. However, I had 2 teachers, one of which, thanks to his great teaching ability, I learned not only nothing from his class, but I got kicked out of my school thanks to that prick. I've been through the bullshit with these teachers, okay? So I know how heartless and mean they can really be to students. How they can single out certain kids. So, after the kid gets his ass whipped, he says to you, well, the teacher's picking on me, the teacher's singling me out. Well, you then go to the school and you say, hey, this is what's happening. This is what's going on. Another thing is something that my mother did for me is she went to my school and observed the class. And she could kind of see how terrible the teacher really was. Another thing also has to be, the fact that, I know this is going to kind of go against what I just said about the teacher, but the fact that the schools are not getting full control of the students. if back in the day, if a kid misbehaved, he got his ass kicked. That is just how it went. Now, and that just didn't go for the small little nerd in the corner. That went for everyone. If you were a jock and you saw beating on a kid, you got kicked out of the game or you got your ass kicked. I mean, that is just how it goes. Not anymore. The schools are starting to fall apart under their own weight. First off, we go for the jocks, okay? And trust me, I know this for a fact. The jocks have full control of the school, and no one's going to do anything, okay? As long as their star quarterback is still throwing touchdowns, the dean's not going to do anything. Campus security's not going to do anything. So if they're not going to do anything, who's going to have to act? It's going to have to be us. And unfortunately, this brings violence into our schools. Yeah, I know this is a little bit political, but I'm calling for it right now. We need full school reform. Personally, I say that we take a look at a year in the life of a high school student in Japan, and we completely take their school system and use it here in the States. Just my opinion. Now, anyways, the third graders, what should their punishment be? Should they be arrested? Should they be institutionalized? No, I think what we need to do is we need to listen to their argument. I mean, what would drive a third grader, someone so young, into this, okay? Is it the parent? Is it the teacher? Is it the other kids at school? If a third grader is so insane at such a young age to do something like this, I think we need to understand why. We don't need to shun him and hate him automatically. Everyone believes that they are right. Adolf Hitler believed he was right. George W. believes he is right. Okay? I mean, anyone who throws a Bible up and then uses that same Bible and says that it is all right to kill homosexuals, these people believe they are right. Therefore, this third grader believes he is right. We need to understand why he believes he's right. We need to get into his head and figure out how it could be okay to kill other people, why he believes it. Then once we understand why he believes it's right, we can begin to root out the problem. But we don't do that. We say, well, he's wrong, the kid is crazy, he needs medication, he needs therapy. We don't bother with the problem, we just patch it up. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I know I'm being a bit political here today, but hey, it's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Now, like I said, there's going to be 2 reviews at the bottom of this. One of them is going to be a review for the game Gears of War. The other one is going to be for the upcoming review of Alien vs. Predator Requiem. That's coming out this Tuesday. So everyone, take care, and I hope to hear from you again real soon.